You've heard of it, haven't you? The legend of Sparta? When I was young, my father would tell me stories about it. Long ago, in ancient times, a demon rebelled against his own kind for the sake of the human race. With his sword, he shut the portal to the demonic realm and sealed the evil entities off from our human world. But since he was a demon himself, his power was also trapped on the other side. I never believed it. I thought it was just a child's fairy tale. But I discovered that this so-called legend wasn't a myth at all. Sparta existed. How do I know? Well, I met the sons of Sparta. Both of them. Though the same blood of their father flowed through their veins, the two battled each other fiercely like arch-enemies. It seemed as if they derived some sort of twisted pleasure from this brotherly fighting. But in the end, only one was left standing. Wanna know the name? Devil May Cry.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the summer. Welcome to this special Let's Play on my channel of Devil May Cry 3 Dante's Awakening Special Edition. And of course, as I've advertised for about a month now, enough so that people have gotten annoyed with it, I am being joined by a fellow Let's Player, fellow YouTuber, fellow critic, and also one of the newest panelists on Geek News Reviews and Opinions, Brinton Volley. How are you doing this fine day?
Well, first I just want to say hello, you sassy senoritas. My name is Brinton, and I am doing quite marvelous, if I could say so myself, which I just did. So,
you know what? This intro is perfect for this game. All right. So,
I can't tell you how long I have been wanting on a recording just to be like, hello, you sassy senoritas. My name is Brinton. Ay-ay-ay-ay.
ay-ay-ay-ay.
Ay-ay-ay-ay-ay-ay.
It makes me wish I could do a proper Antonio Banderas to counteract you, but unfortunately, I cannot. I sound more like Chris Kattan when he tries to do it.
I can't do accents for shit, so don't even like ask me to even attempt it. It's just not gonna happen.
All right, so I just want to make sure that we have proper languages and things like that. So people might be curious as to why we picked this game, and so again, it's the third in the series. I'm gonna move it to the option screen really quick. It's the third in the series. Why did we pick this game to do? I will tell you one dictating factor that chose it, and that was your most recent Let's Play of Bayonetta. See, you came into the Devil May Cry team when they were Platinum at that point.
Right.
And so Bayonetta was their first game outside of Devil May Cry. And so I believe, Brinton, if you found that hilarious, you need to see where they started.
Well, that's what you keep telling me, so
Yes.
I'm about to figure that out for myself.
Yes, because if you think Bayonetta was awesome, you've not met Dante.
I've heard so much about Dante that I at this point now I'm just like, well, I just got to experience it for myself. So
Yep.
I'm thrilled.
So at this point, I've already warned you to check your brain at the door. Now it's time to just dive right in. Now, here's the thing. The special edition actually allows for us to play as either Dante or Virgil, which is not what the original game allowed.
Huh.
So if people want this, leave a comment below, and we will go through the Virgil playthrough. The Virgil playthrough is a lot shorter, but we'll do that if people want it. So let's go ahead and get knee deep here into Dante. Oh man, that sounded horrible, and I'm sorry I did that.
Knee deep in what?
Yes.
Don't. Oh man,
No, don't even.
You're taking me to.
Demon Blood and Raging Bat Boners. Not kidding. This is something that gets...
Don't start with me, or else it's gonna get bad really fast.
All right, so I'm also gonna switch this over to cinematic mode. A lot of people get mad at me for doing this, but I want to be able to give you a cinematic experience of what Devil May Cry is. So we're going to take this on in what I like to call cinematic mode, not easy mode, because F that. I can't remember what this is actually setting, but it's okay. Automatic, off.
Devil May Cry.
He looks so intense, just
Yes.
like right here. Like, oh my gosh, it's like, you shall die. Ha 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 ha.
So, let's see.
I just can't even take that face seriously right now.
Oh, just wait.
Oh Lord, this is happening.
This is. So now we're going to bring you in to the Devil May Cry universe in what is actually considered to be the best game in the series. Now, we've already seen this, but we'll go ahead and go through this, but with some commentary.
You've heard of it,
Now that
And now we have
we actually have, yeah.
subtitles.
My father would tell me stories about it.
Oh, did he now? What other stories did he tell you about?
You'll find out soon enough. So, I'm just going to go ahead and go over some of the details here. Again, this is not from Platinum, but this is from the same team. They actually separated off to make Platinum and but originally they worked for Capcom. And believe it or not, this game was originally conceptualized as a Resident Evil game.
Oh, really?
Yes, this was... When they were working on Resident Evil 2, a lot of the designs became very gothic and very demonic. And that eventually branched off and said that needs to be its own thing, and that became Devil May Cry.
Huh, okay. That's pretty cool.
So, at that point, that's one thing that people can look forward to. And also, this is the glory days of Capcom. Like, not when they're releasing games that are literally incomplete. Hashtag cough cough Street Fighter 5 cough cough.
I was waiting for that one.
Oh. People actually want me to go review the crap. They want me to review the story mode. It's coming out in June.
Oh, is that when story mode is finally coming out? I don't understand why they would I just don't understand the direction they took with Street Fighter 5. It just made little to no sense.
Yeah. Same here. Because one of the things that made Street Fighter so different from the other fighting games was it was a story-driven. It was a story-driven fighting game. Mortal Kombat now emulates that, but originally it was Street Fighter that was doing it. Like, we had characters with huge backstory and things like that. So it's never made sense to me that the story mode that we got, which is nothing. I mean, it's literally like 3 missions per character.
All right, then.
So, all right, now that I've given the backstory, we're going right into the game.
Woohoo! For some reason, I thought that was like a school bell. Like, oh, we're all in high school now. Derp derp derp.
Uh-huh.
But,
Well, he's about high school age, so no.
oh, is he?
He's like in his 20s.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't matter.
How is 20s high school age? Like, you would have to be held
Well,
back so
depending on-
many times.
Depending on the translation here, I think
Not open for business yet.
in Japan he's like 16. So,
Oh, okay, I see.
Name for this joint.
He looks pretty damn good for looking 16.
well, and this game still looks pretty dang good considering how old it is.
Oh, that's a good point. When did this specific title come out?
Oh, I couldn't tell you right off the bat. I know that 2001 was when Devil May Cry came out. I think it was 2005 when this came out.
Oh my gosh.
If you want to use the bath,
So 11 years ago, I was 14.
Yeah, this would have been ideal for you, but you had to have been a fan of the series. Otherwise,
I wouldn't have never even known what this was. By this point, by 2005, I was already like knee deep in Nintendo. Maybe even more deep in Nintendo.
yeah. Oh, we have plot going on.
Plot. So plotty. Just gonna rub it all over my body.
Necessary!
invitation, huh?
Yeah, because that's realistic.
Oh, just wait.
You know, I've heard of BDSM, but I think that's taken it a little too far.
A little bit.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just gonna sit back and let Brinton enjoy.
This is... Yeah, oh my gosh, this is something else already. Jukebox, I'm guessing? Mm-hmm. Okay.
You gotta Fonz that bitch. And of course, a staple of the Devil May Cry series, not so much with Bayonetta because they had Fly Me to the Moon. Hardcore rock is always playing here.
Oh, that's sweet. I loved the music in Bayonetta.
Oh yeah, it's one of the better renditions of Fly Me to the Moon I've ever liked. And I'm sorry, but an action scene only the Power Rangers would be jealous of. Oh yeah, because skateboarding games were a thing back in the day.
In 2005?
Well, we still had Tony Hawk's Underground coming out.
I loved playing the Tony Hawk games. I loved playing Tony Hawk so much. I played it with my cousin Brendan all the freaking time.
I tried, but I could never play them properly. It's one of those games that I'm sorry to say I sucked at.
I don't even think I have my copy anymore.
So that cutscene has literally been justified as why, like the justification of why Dante is awesome. So I hope you enjoyed, because here we go. This actually, we're not going to get too much into the mechanics. This is one of the things that they added later to help it out. But this is the best way to look at this is it's a brawler. You've played Bayonetta. You've played Devil May Cry. So here we go.
All right, so I'm already like well informed. Excellent.
Yes, and I believe Bayonetta. Yeah, they separated into missions, so you can get used to that too.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I know how this works.
Oh wow, this game does look really, really nice.
So red orbs, a magical red stone of crystallized demon blood. Offer it to the gods to earn new power. Basically a currency for me to be able to upgrade abilities.
Oh, okay.
And then I have my basic melee attacks. I also have the twin guns of Ebony and Ivory, which Dante is well known for.
Ebony and Ivory. Oh.
Yes, they're literally a white and a black gun.
That doesn't shock me in the slightest. And now I got that song stuck in my head, and that video of like Jimmy Fallon, when it's like that one guy, that one big buff black dude who does like the Old Spice commercials, and they're like doing the titty dance and they're singing Ebony and Ivory while like flexing their tits, and I'm just like, yeah, that's something that's happening right now.
Oh man, I know what you're talking about. I haven't watched a lot of Jimmy Fallon, and the main reason I haven't is just because occasionally his jokes are spot on and they're absolutely hilarious, but then there are jokes he makes on is it the Tonight Show? Is that the one he took over?
Yeah, Tonight Show with starring Jimmy Fallon.
So the Tonight Show, there are times where he makes jokes that I'm like, I really wish he had Tina Fey again, because sometimes these jokes just work if you had the Weekend Update and being able to bounce them off of each other.
Oh my gosh, they're you just got to look for the ones with Tina Fey, and I was dying. Like, I thought I was finally going to get a six-pack from all the laughing I was doing. Mm-hmm. Oh, man, they are hilarious together.
Oh, no. He ran out of people to fight, Brinton.
I'm sorry. I'm sad
but he still has pizza.
Well, yeah, I was going to say, like, I'm sad for him. Like, truly, my heart's, like, grieving. But, okay. No, that's not cool. Like, I don't appreciate that.
No.
Like...
That's a ruined pizza right there.
I'm very upset right now. I mean, I don't sound like it, but I'm just raging with teenage angst. Why teenage angst? I don't know why. I don't know what I'm saying anymore.
Angst is what you bring into this game. I mean, honestly.
Okay, well, I'll just bring my gay angst, and that should be satisfactory.
Would that be... Oh, this is going to be such a horrible joke, but you know, it's me. Would that be gangst?
Yes,
I'm just gonna go ahead and put myself in timeout now.
I'm very gangsty right now. I just, like, I go into work and I'm just like, oh, my life is so gangsty. I just can't handle it anymore.
Yeah. So, okay, really quick, I'm gonna go ahead and save this, just because I don't want to lose the progress. I'm gonna save over my file. I don't care because I'll play this game again anyway.
Good point.
I don't care. Let's see. So let's go to the next. On to the next mission. We're officially out of
The tutorial mission?
not necessarily. We're gonna have a little bit more tutorial, but that actually is supposed to be his building where he's going to launch his business. He hasn't named it yet, but it'll be called Devil May Cry.
Oh, I love that.
Yep.
That's sassy.
So at that point, this is a prequel story. This is Dante finding himself, so to speak.
Oh, yeah, I gotta remember that.
And of course, you go out with no shirt on.
Because that's how you do life.
Yeah.
You know, with that being said, I actually have a funny story to share with you.
By all means.
I think this happened closer
My shop, and I haven't even
I'm sorry, I'm going to cut Brinton off really quick because this is one of those scenes.
right before our story.
paid for that.
So right now he's blaming them for all that, right?
Yeah, of course, because that's what you do.
Uh-huh.
He's like a true blue American.
America! And of course he's got the badass pose.
Love it.
Oh, well that ruined it.
Really? Really, he sneezed and the building is probably going to be... Oh my gosh. Of course.
That's a powerful sneeze right there.
You know,
And of course it's their fault, it's not his!
I've been told that when I sneeze, I sound like a dog. So if my sneeze was that powerful, I don't even want to begin to imagine what the hell would happen. I'm sure a lot of mayhem and destruction.
Anyway, so you were telling a story. My apologies.
Oh no, you're fine. So going back to shirtless men, I believe this. I'm pretty sure this happened closer towards the end of the week, but I was driving home on State Street, just around the Draper Cinemark.
Okay.
And of course, it's summertime in Utah, so everybody's deciding to do road construction per usual.
Yeah,
Because-
so that's a family joke in my family where the state flower of Utah is not the seagull lily, it's the orange traffic cone.
Yeah. I would completely agree with that. It makes complete and total sense. I mean, we're in full-blown construction season. So anyway, so I'm driving, and I'm driving slow because it's a work zone. And I see this, one of the workers, one of the construction guys by his car. You know, this taller, beefier guy, and me being me and me liking beefier dudes, I'm just like, oh, I'm driving slow. I can justify driving a little slower to check this guy out. Well, lucky for me, as I'm like approaching, all of a sudden, shirt off. And I almost crashed my car.
Was he Chris Hemsworth?
I wish, but...
Was he about to put the hammer down, mortal?
I wish. He was one fine-looking piece of man. And I was telling my coworkers this next day, and they're just, like, cracking up. And they're like, Brinton, how embarrassing would it have been if you, like... were having to explain this to a police officer, and you had to explain why you crashed your car.
But then again, you have to look at it from the cop's perspective. He's like, this is the first time I've heard this today.
Oh my gosh, my coworkers were in tears. I changed teams in the third-party department where I work. So I work on a much smaller team, and I know everybody, everybody pretty well on that team to begin with.
Dante did that.
I was like that. That's a lot of destruction.
Yeah, that tower, Dante summoned it out of the ground. No.
Oh.
No. That's the power of plot convenience, my friend.
Blue coat. I'm guessing this is Virgil.
This is Virgil.
Okay.
Now,
and this is just like popping out of the middle of like a city or something.
Yes.
Okay. Well, yeah. That
happens. Right?
Yeah. That totally happens.
That happens in Godzilla Land or Power Rangersville or whatever you insert title here.
That's. I'm trying to think of. No, I can't think of any good movie reference where that has happened.
I actually loved it when I first played this game. My brother made the joke of, "Oh, look, it's the Tower of Gozer the Gozerian." Because that makes sense, right? It's freaking Ghostbusters level humor.
Of course, absolutely.
Pan up his manly body.
Well, he's not shirtless. He's like fully clothed, and he's staring. Like that gaze. That gaze could just like.
But it's one of those things where I like to reference. This is Linkar's equation in full motion here. The more evil you are when you're male, the more clothes you have to wear. And when you're female, the less clothes you have to wear.
Oh, that makes no sense whatsoever.
It's not supposed to.
Lucky us.
No, seriously, go into comic books. It happens all the time. Like when a hero turns villain, if they're male, they'll don even more clothes. They'll don freaking armor. And then if it's a woman, they'll basically go to World of Warcraft level armor, where your exposed midriff is right there, and that totally makes sense with armor, right?
Oh, absolutely. I was looking at this meme on the internet where it was making fun of the fact of male RPG armor, and they're just like covered head to toe, and it's like female RPG armor, and it's like the tits are covered and like the breasts are completely exposed, except like the tits.
Well, have you seen
the nipples?
Have you seen the College Humor video? Female armor?
Yes, I have.
Yeah, that's exactly the trope right there.
Right there, man. And I'm just sitting there and I'm like, this is so spot on. Like I've been playing Xenoblade on and off.
Mm-hmm.
I've been playing it on and off for a year now, which is such a weird thought.
Oh, you mean that one game that people will not let me let go of that apparently I need to go back and finish?
You mean, are you talking Xenoblade X or just...
Xenoblade X, yeah.
Oh, I'm talking about like the original Xenoblade.
Yeah.
With like Shulk. And so I'm like customizing Sharla, one of the like few playable females that you can play, and all of her armor literally is just like, I'm wearing nothing. And I'm like, you might as well have made her run around buck naked at this point, because I don't really want her to run around with like everything hanging out. I'm not into that, Nintendo.
Which is kind of surprising, because Nintendo would be the company to edit that.
I know, like
we're missing like plot exposition, and people are probably going to be mad, but I don't care.
Oh, I know. Like later down the road, I'm probably going to be like, I have no idea what's going on. And
it's all right. You should already be there at this point.
Okay, good. Right now, I'm still just like that gaze when they first showed Virgil after the tower popped up. That gaze where you're just like I'm so deep in thought right now. I just can't even. I'm
so freaking emo right now.
I'm so emo. I just can't.
So
my emo-ness is way too much for myself.
This is probably the moment that will define Virgil to everybody here, and so we'll probably be quiet for this, just because you've seen Dante's fighting style. Now you've seen Virgil's.
Holy crap!
Yeah, he's your typical anime emo character. Slash through, sheath the sword, and it falls apart.
That's insane.
That was unsavory.
Oh, and then there comes the pieces of the demon thing.
Yes. And here's our other character here.
It's like The Walking Dead, but not.
But with scythes.
You know what? If zombies could like remember how to use things like weapons,
it would be Resident Evil.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Add some like Resident Evil factors into The Walking Dead, and then you got yourself a show.
Not for me. I've said it again and again. I'm just kind of done with zombie shows. It's not that they do anything bad. It's just there's so many of them now. But I agree with you there. I think in all honesty, it would be a more entertaining show if the zombies were smarter.
It's the new vampire. We moved from the vampire age to the zombie age, and honestly, I would rather have a zombie age than the sparkling vampire shit.
Well, it's one of those things where, like, even to this day, Resident Evil will reside with me way more than Walking Dead or anything like that. And it's just because I don't play Resident Evil for zombies. I play them for all of the variations that they've ever created in their games.
Yeah.
Because, there's tons of them. You have zombie dogs. You have zombie sharks, for crying out loud. In Resident Evil 2, you had a zombie freaking alligator.
Zombie alligator.
Crocodile hunter, eat that crap, Crikey! It's a giant gator about to eat me! That's why I stick with series like that when you do those levels of variation. I'll even say that The Last of Us, with its zombie variation, basically making them all the crew of the second Pirates movie, was fine by me. Because there was a variation of them. They could hear you, but they couldn't